Hiya! Out with the old, in with the new. Hiya, this is the first sketchbook tour of 2025. I just finished this sketchbook. I really wanted to finish it by the end of the last year, but I didn't. This sketchbook is so last year. I can't, yeah, let's stop. Let's stop making these jokes because I'm not good at joking. Yeah, I finished another sketchbook. This is quite soon for me since the last sketchbook tour, so that's great. And I also have prepared a new sketchbook with this super cute sticker from Jess Was Here. Check out her work, it's really amazing. And I also, so let's get through the old sketchbook and then we'll prepare the new sketchbook for new sketching. So this sketchbook is by Royal Talents. By Royal Talents. It's called Art Creation. It's a mixed media sketchbook, 160 pages, or 80 sheets, 160 pages. It's relatively affordable compared to other sketchbooks of similar quality. And it's been my best friend for the last year or two. I used to hate them because they have off-white paper and the stock is a bit funny with some mediums, but once I learned how to use it, it's become my most used sketchbook. Maybe not my favorite. Well, in a way my favorite, but not my favorite for everything. I do have some nicer quality sketchbooks that I absolutely love, but this is more of an everyday sketchbook that I can just chuck in my handbag, and it's small enough and, you know, unprecious enough. Unprecious? I made a new word. Enough to kind of take it with me everywhere and scribble and not care about the pages being beautiful and so on. At the back are my stickers. This was an exclusive sticker for Thought Bubble this year. Thought Bubble is like a Comic-Con here in UK, in Harrogate. And I was giving these away for free as part of a free sticker, unofficial free sticker club. And here's my fish design. And the ones at the front are by, I completely forgot. This is Nyansi. I will put the names on the screen up for you. This is Claudia Matosa, who makes excellent comics, and they're very sci-fi focused. This one's mine, and I'll pop the name of the artist on the screen now for you, so you can check them out as well. I recommend checking out all of these artists. I've met these two, so the Nancy and Claudia Matosa, in person at comics fairs. We saw each other at a Winchester Comics Fair and at Thought Bubble, and this person I only met online, but all of them are excellent artists and you should give them a try. And I'm going to cover up my details, unlike in last video where I forgot. I didn't put my details. Oh, I did. I was prepared for this. They're under this. I just like to put my details in the sketchbook just in case I lose it, because my first ever sketchbook I lost, and it was a very sad day when I realized that I lost it at a comic fair, art fair, and it just wasn't a good feeling. So I finished it yesterday, and yesterday was 2nd of December 24. Forgive my last year's brain. Welcome my new year's brain. 25. That's correct. And it was day 3, 8, 9. So I like to do this in every sketchbook. I put in the start date and an end date, and if I know I will be traveling with it, or if I travel in the meantime, I will put down where I started or where this sketchbook has been, just for like keepsaking. I don't know, I like doing that, but otherwise I just put the dates. So it took me just under a month. So I started in December and finished yesterday, on 2nd of January. And I always put down the day number. So I've over a year ago, so it was December, and I know everyone makes their goals in January, and I was like, it's never worked for me. I don't really do it anyway. I just decided to start drawing every day. It was one of the, I don't know, like 10th of December 23 or something. and I thought I'll just start drawing every day. I'm in an art block, I'm going to push through it and see where it takes me and draw for as long as I can. Still drawing, really happy with that. So I put down the number of the day just for like, what's it called? Just to document it. So again, as I said, the sketchbook has 80 sheets. It always comes with a band, and the band is colored. It has like it's always the same image, but the image has different color scheme, and this one, I guess, is like digitally edited or something. This one is matching this color, and it's 140 GSM, which is quite a nice thickness, and 9 by 14 centimeters. Like I said, really small, acid-free, and they claim that it's very good for, like, it's suitable for sketch, pencil, charcoal, chalk, graphite, crayon, ink, and watercolor. I would argue that ink and watercolor, maybe in very, very good moderation, but overall wouldn't recommend it for that. Chalk and maybe not either, and charcoal, I just hate it on this stock. But other materials like marker pens are absolutely fine. And I started this sketchbook, so I had some plants that I collected over the summer, and I didn't know what to do with them. Well, I knew I wanted to put them in the sketchbook, but just wasn't using it. So I decided to stick them in the sketchbook way before I started it, just like to have a nice beginning of the sketchbook, and I really love that. And some of the plants didn't even change color, which is really nice. Some clovers and some like weeds from my garden. Can't quite remember what these plants were, but yeah, just random weeds from the garden. And I started it with the art hang party, and if you've seen my previous sketchbook tour, I think it was the previous one, where I started this session in another sketchbook and I ran out in like the middle of the session, so I continued here. It was art hang party with Melissa Martin, and we were drawing ball gowns. And if you've never been to art hang party, it's a YouTube live stream where we draw together and have a chat, and it usually goes on for anywhere between an hour and sometimes even up to like 2.5 hours. It's really fun. It's on Thursday nights. Well, depending where you are in the world, it could be, I guess, Friday, or it could be like early Thursday. I don't know. I don't really, yeah. Sometime on Thursday. It's in Canada, and in UK time, it's midnight. So midnight just starting Friday, each Friday. And I love them. They've really quick sessions, drawing sessions where we draw lots of different references that I maybe wouldn't have picked for myself. That has really helped me improve my skills. And when I say skills, I don't mean pretty drawings, I mean confidence in drawing anything I touch and it not being perfect. I just kind of lost the fear of having an ugly page because of these, because you make a lot of ugly pages and you just move on from them. So I love that. Some more ball gowns and plants, a receipt from Baba Tea. This tape is by Emily Piet Illustration. Again, a few more ball gowns. I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. It was really fun. And a previous session that I did with Art Hang Party was Pugs, and it really made me confident to try drawing more dogs. So I drew a pug from memory, and then I started drawing these from pictures. And I'm getting a bit more comfortable with drawing dogs, and I'm starting to think, don't know, maybe commissions are on the cards. I never really liked commissions because it's extra pressure. Well, I did, but not like a lot of commissions. I was only doing like clay pins, so I'd make like a weirdo face for people as a pin. Or if someone approached me directly, then I would just say, yeah, okay, I'll do a commission for you. But otherwise, I never really advertised it as, you know, I'm a commission artist. But I'm starting to feel like maybe I could pull it off, stress-wise at least. A bit more drawings of dogs and plants from the garden. Again, I drew this one from memory. I just loved the position. Like, this was someone's photo that Melissa shared on the stream, and I just remembered how it looked and redrew it, and I sometimes draw it when I don't know what to draw. Again, some more like Pugs, and I don't know, I was just not feeling very inspired. It was beginning of December, I was starting to get a bit stressed about, you know what. And I just tried to draw whatever. And I use my gold and silver pens. These ones. I find that they annoy me a bit when they're on the page. They just, I don't know, they go almost invisible. I don't know why. I used to love silver and gold, and I still use them on black paper. They're Signo by Unibo. Okay. Some cuts. I used a Royal Talents Ecoline marker pen that I reviewed here on YouTube a few weeks ago. And at first I really didn't like these pens. They're marker pens. They smell like alcohol markers, but they're water-based. And they're just like the regular Ecolines. They're like brush pens, but they are hard tip, duotip. They're called duotip. And I was just like drawing my usual cuts, just experimenting, drawing my favorite things. Again, more animals from memory. Here, I don't know, I think I was drawing from pixels or something. Quite like this bird. Some more birds. These are from memory. I just like drawing foxes from time to time. I often add them to my packaging when I pack my orders. This must be from references from Pexels. Pexels is like an online, a free resource for artists, so you can go on it and use the photos on the website for free, royalty free. You can mention the artist of the original photography, but you don't have to. So you can do with it, you can copy it as a reference photo, and yeah. Here I drew some people from Watching New York on Instagram. If you haven't heard of them, check out this account, Watching New York. They share street fashion, basically, on Instagram. Lots of photos, and a lot of artists use them as references. I don't know if they're royalty free, but this is just me learning. I'm not selling this or anything, so I think it's okay. But if you do plan on using them for more finished work, maybe check that you're allowed to. Here is a spread that I painted or drew with Arrtx marker pens. You can see the video here on YouTube as well. I was sent these. I won a giveaway for Product Tester. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I did win them. I wasn't paid for it, and I just wanted to try them out. And the condition of me winning it was to just review them. I didn't even have to do a video, but I wanted to, and they said, yeah, we're happy with your video. Go ahead. So I reviewed them, and you can watch it. I will try and link it up below, but I think I forget quite often. So if you don't know how to find it and would like to watch it, please pop me a message down below. Again, some doodles. I don't really know what to draw that day, but I don't like breaking my streak, so I just drew. By the way, I don't just work in one sketchbook. In the meantime, I worked in one of these or something else or digital. I just keep working on multiple sketchbooks at the same time, depending on what I feel like using. Here I joined Odd Orange Session. Odd Orange is a UK stationery brand run by Morgan Grice, and it's a small business she makes handmade sketchbooks, and they're really beautiful, really nicely bound. I reviewed them in the video about my favorite art materials from 2024, so you can watch that, where I talk a little bit more about the sketchbooks and the brand. But she also runs drawing sessions twice a month. One of them is free if you subscribe to her newsletter, and honestly her newsletter is really inspiring, and you should subscribe even if you don't want to draw at those sessions. and one is paid, so you can buy it on her website, and you can also buy all the replays from, I don't know, like 2 years. I love them. When I joined the first one, I immediately went afterwards and bought all the ones I missed in the past. So yeah, I really like it. It's a really nice community as well. Really friendly. All skill levels are welcome. So anyway, here's, I think it's the same drawing. So she would pick up some reference images and would draw them to a timer. It must be the same reference picture. Here I just had like this weird thing lying around and I didn't want to throw it in the bin. So I just used it as a pocket. It's not exciting, it's just the sketchbook information. I didn't know what to put in there, so I just stuck that in. Here I drew a tree. I don't think this was from the session. Maybe it was. It was. I remember now. It was like someone sitting in the branch or something, or under the tree. Yes, someone was sitting here in the reference image and there was a bird flying off. But I really wanted to just focus on the tree. And I used one of my favorite pens, Sailor Fude, with Iroshizuku Takesumi ink. And I just wanted to explore how well I could like draw the shape of the tree. Another reference image. Again, the same pen and some like, I can't quite remember what this was, some marker pens, maybe Tombos. And a few more. Here I was just trying to experiment with drawing birds and like working on my shape language, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Like I wish there was a course that like if you heard of a course that would teach you shape language and like working out your style, although I know that style is a weird phrase, word, whatever. People tend to think that they have to have a style, and I've been told by a few people over the last year or so that I do have a style and it's recognizable, even though I don't see it, and I think maybe every artist has that problem. But I was trying to work out what is my way of drawing birds and how I simplify them. So I just plonk lots of birds on the pages. Again, I use pexels and sometimes I use my own photos. But again, it's like, yeah, it's just practice. These are storks, I think. They're the bird of Poland, where I'm from. Here I just drew some dogs. I have this book that has like lots of different dog breeds, and I use that as my reference. More birds. Here I was waiting for an appointment and I was getting really stressed, so I decided to take out my sketchbook and draw it. I was just sitting in the car park because I arrived way early. Never happens. That was like 1 in a million when I arrived early. And I just drew the surrounding things that I could see. Here was a very weird session with Sophie McPike. By the way, check out Sophie McPike. If you've never heard of this artist, check out her Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, anywhere she exists. I think it's worth following her alone. And she also runs Scribble Brigade, which I join as Patreon, as well as you can join some sessions for free on YouTube. This session was random. She prepared some prompts and then she would pull out those prompts randomly and combine them. So this one was small head, is very tall. I drew a broom, bit boring. And the second one was lives in a glass bottle and is carrying a baby. And in Poland, when kids are young and they ask where the babies come from, we tell them, or I've been told, that they are brought by a stork. So it's like a symbol. So I just drew that. Not my best picture, but it was a warm-up. And this one was eating a sandwich plus riding a horse. So she's eating and she's playing The Witcher. I thought I was very clever with this. Probably wasn't, but I was very proud of my idea. This one is microscopically small, plus wearing platforms. And yeah, I thought I was clever. I drew a plankton guy. but I wasn't the only person who drew like bacteria or plankton or something like that. But I thought it was cute. Arms akimbo and is floating. I really had no idea what to draw, and I never even tried drawing arms akimbo, but I remember that if you've not heard of them again, then check them out. It's Etherington brothers. It's the guys who make books called How to Think When You Draw, and they also have all the tutorials on their website for free. So if you search for Etherington brothers on Instagram or web, you will find them. They share a lot of knowledge for free, and if you want to, you can buy those tutorials as a book, but you don't need to if you are okay with just using your website, like your browser, to search for them. And a few days before this, I saw this. Like, I saw them post a tutorial about how to draw arms akimbo. I was like, huh. So I quickly looked it up, but I wish this picture represented how well that tutorial taught me how to draw them, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm not making sense anymore. Wearing a ball and chain, and is a serpent. I drew a gangster dragon. Then we had a bit of a change up. So everything was to be on a mushroom theme. So everything was supposed to have some mushrooms in it. And Sophie decided to go with 3 prompts, which, doubled the complexity. So the prompts were smoking a pipe, wearing glasses, and has a house. And I drew this cool snail with some mushrooms on it. He's cool because he's wearing sunglasses, and he's smoking a pipe, and he just paid off his mortgage on his house. And again, still mushroom theme. I think it was mushroom theme until the end. Is a beetle, is very dirty, and has fins and gills. So I drew a dung beetle diving into the water. No, this was like a beetle that dives. I can't remember what the name was, but they actually dive into water. That fish was running away. That's why fins and gills. There are some mushrooms. I forgot about is dirty in this one. It's a real brain exercise to come up with something in I can't remember, we had 2 minutes for each. 2 or 3 minutes each. It's not a lot. Sits on a leaf, crying softly, has a fire somewhere. And this turned very dire in some examples of this prompt. But what I drew was a crying mushroom sitting on a leaf, and there's a fire, just a fire, and he's really moved by this beautiful fire. Sleeping in a garden, sprouting flowers from a head, curled into a ball, and I just couldn't get this out of my head. Like a corpse kind of theme, or like being one with nature theme, I'm not sure. And because it's a mushroom theme, I drew mycelia growing from her, and the mushrooms growing on her, and the flowers. I don't know, I feel like I kind of hit the prompts. Wearing a lot of jewelry, is a flower person, is dancing. I mean, does it need more explanation? Oh well. Wearing a mask, standing on head, covered in horns and spikes. This is a hedgehog, by the way. Didn't like this at all. Wearing glitter, painting a landscape, playing a horn. So I drew I have this thing when I forget a word mid-sentence, and it's really annoying. Bob Ross, painting a landscape with someone playing a horn. There are mushrooms. And I think that was it for that session. And again, I drew some of my usual characters. I think this might make a nice sticker, so I might think about it. Quite like it. Some more random faces. And here is Christmas Eve, already. Day 380. And here I joined an art hang party, AHP, art hang party, and we were drawing Boston. I was a bit tired that day. It was like I wasn't working anymore, but I was feeling really tired. I remember that. And here I did a video about making my custom gouache palette, and I had lots of paint remaining in my palette and in my other palettes. And I didn't know what to do with it, so I could not bring myself to just wash the palette, so I used it in the sketchbook, and that was the base of these drawings. But yeah, I just couldn't get into this session. And here I made a big mistake. So these sessions, art hang party, like I said, always run. Sorry, I need a drink. They are always on Thursday nights, UK time. And I knew that, but I put it in my calendar on Friday by mistake. So come Friday evening, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I really can't wait. I even asked Melissa to put my reference picture, because I'll explain in a minute, but I asked her to do my reference early on so that I could actually still be awake for it. And then I looked and I realized, I think it was like midnight, I put it on and I realized that it happened the day before. Or the Thursday, like always. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I'm like that. But this was Art Hang Party number 100. And Melissa asked us to send a picture that represented us. And we drew everyone's pictures on the stream. It was really nice. And I really enjoyed it. And it was really nice to find out about all the other people in the community, and really fun overall. And the pictures were very varied. So this one was like a picture of someone as a child, didn't work, like in mine it looks older. Someone's picture from the botanical gardens. This one was mine from a cat cafe. 2 kids, 1 kid holding a baby, and her facial expression was perfect. And she said this was Missy. She said that this was a newborn, and it was her family was in advertising on something, and this was an actual picture for a diaper advert. It was really funny when we heard the story, and she's just like saying, nope, quick, throw this baby away. She said it was genuine feelings she had toward the new arrival. It's really cute and funny. It was really, yeah, just really good. This was an excellent reference photo. It was like someone collecting, I think maybe art hang stickers from the post, but from the perspective of the inside of the post box. Really fun. Santa Claus. I'm not going to explain all of them. I think they're kind of self-explanatory, but it was really fun to hear everyone's stories and like what they thought about Art Hang Party. Lots of inspiration. I think I was running out of ideas. This was a cute note I received for Christmas from my niece. And I got myself Sophie McPike's books, the sketchbook ones. Actually, this one was old, like the previous one, but she just released her Scotland and her Ireland trip sketchbook journals. I won't show you much because it's not my place to show you, but it's beautiful. And I got them for myself when, like back in November, but I didn't open it until Christmas. And this is like one of her leaflets. I'm not sure if this one was in the package, but one of the previous packages. And it was really nice to stick it in. I like saving all the leaflets, packaging and everything that I can. This is, again, we continue the session with Art Hang Party. So I kind of stuck these in the meantime and continue the session. It's not making sense, but I'm not making sense to me anymore. And we still have, I've got Rambly. Let's keep going. Here I so all of these were drawn with like a uni ball pen, just a regular like fine liner. And I moved on to Arrtx markers, just to kind of make it quicker. This is a sticker I designed, just for fun. Some packaging and more references. I really like how these colors pop against each other. This was really cool. A reference from Brian, who drew himself on a hand. And then we drew Brian, who drew himself on a hand. Yep, some dogs. Melissa's reference. She's filling lots of sketchbooks, probably just as fast as I do, and she has lots of sketchbook tours, as well as the Arrtx party. So there's plenty of you to check out on her account. And then at the end, I decided to draw her, and I wasn't the only one, so everyone kind of drew her. This I kind of watched, I don't know how much after, maybe on the same day, maybe I finished the day after, I can't remember. But anyway, this was Illustration Master Studies, again Arrtx party, and what Melissa did is she picked up some references from another artist who, what's it called? Collects these and shares them. And we tried to replicate them basically. And again, I use my Arrtx markers for this. Just checking, am I still recording? Yeah. It was really fun, kind of a challenge. And it was a good test of the Arrtx markers. And honestly, they were great, apart from a few that kind of got a bit problematic at one point. And I'll tell you why. Like this green, first it wouldn't flow, then I closed it without doing much to it, and then when I opened it again, it kind of exploded with the ink. This one was a bit dry, but like 80%, 90% of them are perfect, and then a couple are just problematic. I really liked drawing this reference because it's by a Polish author, Janusz Stanny, and I thought it was really cool to have that. Some more references. They're very graphic. It's very graphic designy. Don't remember what this was supposed to be. Looks like a head, but I can't remember now. Here I was just comparing my paints on different stocks. And I was learning gouache on Domestika. I bought this course before Domestika went. I'm not going to swear here. And you could actually buy courses, you didn't have to subscribe to anything. I kind of felt like it was going that way. And one day there won't be any Domestika. That's my prediction. They will go out of business because they've gone so far down the sales drain that they won't be able to turn back at some point. Anyway, this is not a video about that. But I had this video and I thought, oh, I really want to learn gouache painting, and I found one that I already bought. So that was fun. Just trying out different things. Here I just started swatching and then decided this paper wasn't big enough. This was an exercise again. And the course was with Emma Block. So yeah, we did some exercises where we drew some hairstyles with dry or wet brush, different kinds of brushes, learned about contrast and color palettes. And then we did a final piece. And this piece was kind of like an exercise that turned out better than my final piece. So I much prefer this one. Still need to submit it to the coursework there. Here I had loads of remaining paint and I just painted this. I kind of overdid it, but yeah, learning. This was supposed to be my final piece. I really don't like it. I can remove this now. I put pieces of paper in between pages where I used any kind of graphite or colored pencils. I was just scribbling. This mug was inspired by this sticker by the Wild Pencil Art on Instagram. I got her package a while ago and I didn't throw out the envelope, and I like saved up the stickers. I really love them. So I drew this with a magic pencil. It's not exactly the same, is it? But I kind of had fun with that. Here's a sticker from Sophie McPike's. Here is an illustration I drew from a study from a book called Pencil, Do More Art. It's by Blackwood and Leamy. And I was just studying like how a pencil can be used, because I really want to learn this style of drawing. I really love it. And here we have some, again, doodles. Some new doodles. I haven't done many of these before, like this style before, or like mugs, and done some boba coffees, and yeah, I guess I've done it, but not often. And I'm trying to draw it more because coffee is my favorite thing in the world. Some more. Some of these might become Patreon stickers for January. I'm actually working on them now. And January is a month, not year. Although sometimes January feels like a year. It feels like it has more days than it should, occasionally. But it's a month of Burpfest. Burpfest is a challenge run on Instagram by Monkey Mintaka, and it was started a few years ago by Birdie Tam. And at the moment, Monkey Mintaka is the person who runs it. And I just wanted to start drawing. I think this was, yes, she started off the challenge with a live stream on YouTube, and we all drew the first day's bird, Lady Ross's Turako. And I just kept going and I experimented until I liked something. I kind of like this one. This was a hard pose to draw. Just kept going and experimenting. This was a single line. Some neo colors. Did not like it, and I thought this looked like a chicken. And I said that, and Monkey said there are blue chickens that actually exist, which was interesting. I quite like this one, but it was kind of inspired by Monkey's illustration, so I kept going. And I drew this one, and I was like, oh, I like this one. It looks like it's dancing, so I went with... This was my base for my digital drawing in the end. Kept going the next day, and the next bird was Piping Plover. These stickers are just my misprints from my old Patreon stickers. And these four became my actual birds for that day. Hopefully I remember to put them on the screen for you. But if not, you can check them out on my Instagram. I kept going. And apologies for this bird. It was supposed to look like it was dancing, but it came out as something slightly different. They're having way too much fun. I need to get a room. I think this maybe was also included in my birds for that day. And the next day was Lazuli Bunting. It's a nice blue bird. And I thought it could be singing. And that's where this one came from. I drew this one digitally as well. Red Kite. It wasn't like, didn't have enough movement, so I added some movement. My favorite so far. I really like this bird, and I like how colorful the lines turned out. And it's a bit more confident by now. So I think I got into the hang of drawing birds at this point. Then there's Crimson Topaz Hummingbird. And January is very busy for me, so I kind of drew them on the same day. And I kept going until I ran out of steam. Still need to digitize some of these. But yeah, some people like start a month early anyway, but I like to have some head start on it. Stone Chat. I'm really enjoying this pattern, this texture on this. Rainbow Lorikeets. I made a mistake, I called them parakeets, but they're lorikeets. Just really fun birds. Didn't really turn out like the real things, but I still need to digitize them. And we did an art hang party with Melissa again. This time we were drawing the same reference 4 times, or that was supposed to be what happened, but there are no like strict rules, so you can kind of modify them to suit your needs. So it was 4 references, start with 1 minute drawing, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes. And we were supposed to use different mediums for each. I just stuck to the same pencil. I'm not angry, it's just my face. Melissa said that we need it as a sticker, so I might make it into a sticker, because I relate to it, she relates to it. At least 2 people in the world relate to it. So anyway, this was my 5 minutes. Rep's Chicken Red. This was Rep's picture, reference photo. He looks quite worried for some reason, I don't know. This was Melissa's reference, her grandma in her garden. And I think I skipped 1 minute. I was kind of digitizing my verbs for that day's entry, and it was quite late, so I kind of split my time between the references. And this was my favorite image. I just really like, it's a bit overdone with colors, but I really like how this person turned out, her grandma. And that's the end of the sketchbook. I didn't do the last, what's it called? Reference photo. Yeah, that's it. We are done with the sketchbook. I'm going to start the next one, although I kind of feel like I maybe should be more responsible and maybe complete 1 more sketchbook before I start another one. What do you reckon? I mean, by the time you watch it, it will be too late, but send me a message, because maybe that will motivate me to finish one of these next. This one has quite a lot of pages, but the Midori one is coming to an end. I don't know, I just feel like I collect too many sketchbooks and I kind of feel too precious about them, but I need to fill them. Okay. Well, I did say we'll start a new sketchbook, so I'm going to keep my promise. I'm in 2 minds about starting it now anyway, but I will stick the sticker and decide what to do with it later. I'm going to Japan, and I think it would be nice to start this sketchbook during my travel, so that it becomes my Japanese sketchbook, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Just looking for my scissors. Okay, finally, we have the new sketchbook, and like I said, it's exactly the same as previous sketchbook. It's just different cover color. It's, like I said, the band around it is just a different color. It's the same band though. Although this must be from a different sketchbook. I'm pretty sure they always have the same image, just slightly tinted towards the same color as the cover. Anyway, rambling again. I'm going to remove that, and I'll stick some of it in the sketchbook later. But I absolutely love this sticker by Just Was Here. I got it with my Christmas gift. My sister-in-law got me a t-shirt that has the same pigeon on it, and it's brilliant. And brings back good memories, because we tabled right next to Just Was Here. We were table friends, neighbors. There you go. So we started a new sketchbook. It's ready now. We'll see if it's Japan or just regular. Who knows, maybe I'll fill a sketchbook before then. Okay, that will be it. If you enjoyed it, I hope you leave me a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I release weekly videos on Sunday mornings, and occasionally I do 2 videos a week. It's usually sketchbook tours, we draw together, I review some art materials, test art materials, like the making of the wash palette was painful, I share that as well, that kind of side of things. If you like sketchbook tours, click the link that will pop up at the end of the video. It will have a playlist of all my sketchbook tours, so you can explore those if you're interested. If you got here to the end, I would like to share a secret with you. Share a purple emoji in the comments. I would love to see what you pick and who stayed until the end. I love seeing this. It's like a little secret, you know. No one has to know apart from the people who stay until the end. And thanks for your support. I love the YouTube community that we're growing here. One day I will maybe do a live stream, but I'm too scared to do it. I don't know. I'm not organized enough. What if I forget? Like I sometimes do. Anyway, I hope you'll have a lovely day artsing, and until next time, bye. So yeah, click that link that pops up on the video screen now for more sketchbook tours.